awareness on how the local government of Quezon City has been leading the fight against child labor at OSAEC and welcome us all in this conference. May I call on stage the Mayor of Quezon City, Mayor Josefina Joy Belmonte.
Thank you very much to our host, Jariel from the city government. To His Excellency Ambassador Christian Halles Liste from Norway. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. Ambassador. To Ms. Karen Riska, Country Director of Mission Alliance. Of course, to Ms. Heidi Sandvan Heverton. Thank you for that wonderful speech. And she's the Secretary General of Mission Alliance. To Councilor Lorenzo L.J. Sumulong, City Councilor of Antipolo City. Are you present? Well, talking about city councilors, I have my own here. So from Quezon City, Councilor Joseph Huico and Councilor Alison Medalla. To Ms. Daisy Beckensall, Federal Agent of the Australian Federal Police. To Police Lieutenant Colonel Lucrecio Rodriguez, the OIC of the Luzon Field Unit and Anti-Trafficking in Persons Division of the Women and Children Protection Center. Sir, bakit nasa ko kayo, sir? To Attorney Noel Ebale, Director of the National Investigations and Law Enforcement Development Philippines. To Mr. Benton Manager, did I get that correctly? The Nordic Liaison Officer of Manila. To Attorney Kit Magsaysay, National Coordination Center. To Ms. Daphne Hulana, my friend. Hi, Daphne. The Director of Project ACE of World Vision, who I work very closely with on this area. And to all of our fellow partners from Plan International and all the other agencies that the city government works with and who are stakeholders along with the rest of us. And all our distinguished guests and friends. A pleasant morning to everyone. A warm welcome to all of you, my fellow advocates here today. And I must say that we in Quezon City are deeply, deeply honored and privileged to have been chosen to co-host this event with all of you. We are gathered together this morning to make a staunch commitment to end once and for all one of the most despicable and abominable crimes that is so brazenly and shamelessly being perpetrated against our children: online sexual abuse and exploitation. Technology, where the tool for positive change in most contexts, can pose a very serious threat to the welfare of many individuals, particularly children. In a study conducted by the United Nations International Children's Fund in 2016, the Philippines emerged as a leading center for the production of materials on child sexual abuse, placing us second in the world as a source of OSAIC materials after India, but now Heidi says we are now the first. That's not good. It's terrible news. And the report further revealed that 80% of Filipino children were vulnerable to online sexual abuse. Some, in fact many, perpetuated in our country by their own parents. These numbers were exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic due to the community lockdowns and travel restrictions. The Department of Justice here in the Philippines recorded a 264% increase in the number of reports in their cyberline trip hotline on child sexual abuse materials in 2020 compared to 2019. These included images or videos which show a child engaged in or depicted as being involved in explicit sexual activity. It is truly appalling that our children have been subjected to these traumatic experiences with irreversible damage to their person. Child sexual abuse can negatively impact cognitive functioning and cause severe mental health issues, including post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety, sometimes lasting their whole life. It also has long-term physical, psychological, social, educational, and economic effects. Moreover, The family members of child victims have likewise been shown and demonstrated to be severely affected by the trauma that their children have and continue to endure after being a victim of such circumstances. It is heartbreaking also for me as a local government executive to learn that based on data, the predominant risk factors for asylum in the Philippines are those that arise due to poverty and weak social protection. Inadequate education also contributes to the failure of society to comprehend the extent of which asylum harms our children. And I see the presence of our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Carlene Cecilia, here today, and we have been working very closely with our school system to make sure that information pertaining to this abominable problem is cascaded to both parents of our school children as well as the children themselves. Moreover, the pandemic likewise led to the rapid spread of digital payment methods, which further simplify the online trafficking of children. And just yesterday, we have a ongoing conference on the future of work, and it was told to me that because of AI, images of children can already be produced now and posted online. So this is even with the help of artificial intelligence, which is supposed to be a tool to help us become more progressive as a nation, but instead is used to perpetuate this crime. Despite the enactment of several laws in our country, such as the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, the Cybercrime Prevention Act, and the Anti-Child Pornography Law, the dismal state of child protection in our country points to our failure to effectively enforce these measures. And this is a societal failure, and I don't blame just the law enforcement agencies, but all of us, because raising our children is our collective responsibility and moral duty. Hence, we need to galvanize action towards a safer world for our children. We in the local government of Quezon City have long championed children's rights, from supporting education, combating child labor, including asylum, which is considered the worst form of child labor, and promoting children's nutrition, health, and both physical and mental wellness, among others. And this month, Children's Month, we have a jam-packed agenda, actually, as to how to celebrate this beautiful month with our little ones. And as you know, as the rest of the world is aging, the Philippines is actually becoming younger. Here in Quezon City, the average age of our citizens is actually 14 years old. So we have really the potential to grow as a city and as a nation if all of these children are just given the opportunity to fulfill their potential and become productive members of society. And therefore, problems like asylum threaten this future for them. Through this conference, the first of its kind in our city, we call on all of the agencies of our local government to accelerate action. And of course, in the local government, we are ably led by our Quezon City Police Department, who are with us today, and our Social Services Development Department. This urgent action is needed now, though it cannot really be said that we in the city government have been complacent, because we have already put in place many measures. For example, the Quezon City Police Department's Women and Children's Cybercrime Protection Unit launched its Aling Police Cyber Safety Information Campaign in 2022. And since then, it has been active in promoting online safety among our youth through social media and information caravans in our school campuses. The Quezon City Social Services Development Department, on the other hand, has served a total of 8 cases of child victims of assault and child sexual abuse or exploitation materials in 2022, and 9 cases as of October 2023. These cases were referred to our Social Services Department by the National Bureau of Investigation and the Philippine National Police. In some instances, the victim herself or himself personally sought help from the SSDD. And now we have taught all our citizens in Quezon City that if there is any problem whatsoever that has to do with this issue or any other issue, there's only one hotline to call, and that's hotline 122. And once you call that number, we have a slew of call center agents that already know where to refer any issue, including this issue. We can only imagine the harrowing experience of our child survivors.